What if I told you there was a mini mining rig that was profitable, silent, ran a full node, if you even know what that is, and it mines two of the most popular cryptocurrencies ever, Doge, which has been the fan favorite this year, and Litecoin. That means it's a scrypt miner, my friends. This is not the Goldshell Mini-Doge that you may think I'm talking about. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Mining cryptocurrency is like the coolest thing you can do ever. It's the easiest way to earn passive income, which is the key to financial freedom. But it starts to sound like those ads you see everywhere. But here's the deal, right? So one, look at this super cool power supply. How many of you have seen a power supply that looks this nice and is this small? Yeah, guess what? Nobody, unless you've seen this exact one, because this is a really cool custom design. But anyway, glad that didn't break. Not the point of today's video. We're going to be looking at a tiny, silent crypto mining rig. It's profitable, right? And it runs a full node. Okay, so if you don't know, that's like it truly runs a piece of the blockchain. It can act as your own wallet, process transactions, not just from a mining point of view, but above all, it acts as just a node. This is like resilience and decentralization at its best form. Let's review the updated 2.0 Apollo Miner pod little ASIC guy, which is an updated version of the one that we reviewed here on the channel 2 years ago that just made me become absolutely obsessed with mini miners, because USB miners and stuff, they're cool, they're interesting, kind of, but they're more of a novelty. They're kind of outclassed in the arms race that is mining. But small mini miners like this, these little box designs that are focused on efficiency, but also profitability, and in this case, even plus utility. Oh yeah, that's almost as cool as Tails, our resident Shiba Inu, Doge, and just the Dogecoin that runs the VoskCoin YouTube channel. My name is Vos. Slap the subscribe. Make sure to join us on this crazy crypto journey. 10 seconds of Tails is something we do in every video, but it might even be 15 by now. Let's jump into this video review. If you've ever wanted to mine Bitcoin, then you should head to minewithcompass.com and learn how they're making it possible for everyone to mine Bitcoin now. They sell Bitcoin miners, they will connect you with facilities, co-location, which enables you to host your Bitcoin miners with some of the best Bitcoin mining farms in the world. Click the link below to learn how you can start mining with Compass today. Please watch out for scammers and impersonators in the comments section. Look for the official check mark. They're even using a fake check mark now. It's wild. I'm not messaging you on WhatsApp, and I'm not emailing you from a Gmail account. I'm not in your DMs on Instagram. I'm just slaving away in the basement trying to make videos. None of that crazy stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into it. But first, I want to make a note. Just I absolutely love crypto mining. It's got a big soft spot in my heart. It's what got me into cryptocurrency, that the passive income aspect. It's incredible. Couple that with blockchain technology, you know, mind-blowing, right? But above all, okay, it's this incredible way to decentralize the blockchain, become not only a piece of the chain, but make it more resilient and get rewarded for doing so. How can you say no? The answer is yes, please. Absolutely. Today we're going to be looking at one and then really two, but a flashback at a couple other ones as well. In addition to that, there's going to be some miners for sale and some that are not for sale. But we're dealing with a scrypt mining algorithm ASIC miner. And on the scrypt algorithm is Litecoin, that rebranded a year or so ago to try to be a lot more professional and business-like. Then we got Dogecoin, and one Doge is one Doge, and you've heard about Doge by now. Doge has just gone absolutely nuts over the last year. Pretty funny, pretty interesting. Good old Elon Musk, he's, you know, losing his pump capabilities on the coin. You know, for better and worse. We're going to be looking at, you know, a little flashback. We look at the old Apollo LTC pod. And I reviewed this in 2019. And this was after I reviewed the Futurebit moonlander USB miners, right? So they're little mini Doge miners, mini Litecoin miners. Man, are they freaking cool. But this little pod miner was way cooler because I just tacked it onto the back of my GPU mining rig, and boom, now I've expanded my hash power and capabilities. But as time went on, they continued making these more expensive. They get more expensive and you get the full package, and it's $424. And then they launched a BTC miner, and that's up at $800, and these things are selling out instantly, right? Once upon a time, a cryptocurrency sponsored NASCAR. I'm not talking about that Indy car by those orange coiner dudes. I'm talking about military finance and how they just sponsored Chevy Silverado. Keith McGee number 3s. That has a good ring to it. And his truck, a race car really, at the Nashville Super Speedway. They let you earn rewards, and you can help heroes by doing it. It's a crypto made by veterans for veterans. I love the concept. I love the branding. It's a BEP20 token. That means it lives on the Binance Smart Chain. Great way to interact with that is using something like Trust Wallet. You can buy and sell their coins on PancakeSwap, or you can grab some of their coins off Bitmart. Your rank, right, with their coin increases with your wallet size and numbers of days holding. All right, so get that service up, my friend. Check out the link in the video description below. But it really doesn't matter what something costs. It matters more of how great or great is it not, and its mining profitability. So definitely a smooth user experience. You plug it in, you look up the IP address on your network, and my network tells me when I just plug stuff in, so it's pretty sweet for me. But you just log into your router or use an app like Who's on My Wi-Fi to find it. Bunch of options. And it hits you with an initial setup. What mining pool do you want to use? What's your username? What's your password? Do you want to use a proxy? And it requires you to set up a password. Don't tell anyone, but I just used admin so I wouldn't forget. So once you do that, you're met here with the dashboard. All right, so I've restarted the miner for the second time. Very irritated at this point. What's going on? I think it's pretty freaking simple. Is it keeps overheating and like basically just shutting off. So the auto fan function here is just absolutely trash. The fan's not turning on and the device is getting pretty hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and bump the fan speed up. 75% should be pretty ample, and you know, we'll see how that performs with that. Still taking a read off of its previous temperatures here of 68 Celsius and 80 Celsius. We can go ahead and monitor if the fan will be able to correct these and allow this to mine appropriately. So I set up the miner yesterday and it just shut off a couple hours later. You compare that to the Mini D. If you want to check out my Mini D, you can see my Mini D just keeps going. My Mini D stays up all night. My Mini D is hashing hard. Okay, that's the Mini Doge miner. We just made a full video review on that. And I guess you could say that, like, unfortunately at this point we are slightly biased because we did collaborate with them to release a Mini Doge X VoskCoin Goldshell Tails edition, you know, collaboration here, especially Tails edition. Okay, spoiler, I mean, this is a better version of the Apollo miner at this point, but it's also newer, so it's kind of to be expected. Anyway, this thing's just really pissing me off. You can see the temperatures are now finally dropping, as I believe to have just, hey, hold on. I didn't say that you could do that. Did I not save it last time? Okay, I saved it there. Let's see if we can actually maintain. It's nice to see the temperatures finally dropping here. To be honest, I'm a bit frustrated. I had a great experience with the original Futurebit Apollo miner, and the auto fan function here is just completely failed and made my initial experience here just, you know, just awful. Really. But anyway, so here's the deal. This thing still maintains like the leading efficiency. and that's about 1 mega hash per watt. So at 100 watts, you are mining at a speed of about 100 mega hash. Keep in mind, some people don't know this, mining speed, hash rates, and whatever do not translate across different mining algorithms, right? So this thing wouldn't be fantastic at mining Ethereum and trash at mining Bitcoin. It just simply can't mine those coins. And it's that simple. So in the eco mode, it hashes at about 100 mega hash a second. I did verify that. And its power consumption is about 100 watts. Its power supply that it comes with is really cool and a very welcome addition. But it's also very expensive. So you're way better off just using some sort of other solution here. If we compare this to the new standard here, readily available Mini-Doge, it's a relative efficiency here, but the Mini-Doge miner by Goldshell is mining at a much higher hash rate of 185 mega hash a second, and it consumes about 233 watts. It's essentially, theoretically, like an overclocked version of the Futurebit miner here. There's also speculation that they use the same supplier or factory in China, because that's where every ASIC miner comes from. There are some differences though. For example, this is what the Goldshell dashboard looks like, whereas Apollo uses their custom version of the Miner dashboard, which, seeing this a couple years ago, especially then, was like absolutely groundbreaking. Dashboards in these mining rig user interfaces have gotten a lot nicer over the years, but Goldshell still absolutely has a beautiful one here. We can see a more stable hash rate and incredibly lower temperature after we have finally forced the fan to operate effectively here. The coolest thing about the Futurebit miner, though, if it ever starts up, is the node. The node is really cool, and like what is the node? So a new feature that they're building into their pod miners, like the LTC pod Litecoin miner here, as well as their new Apollo BTC mini Bitcoin miner, right, is building in the functionality for this to operate as a full node. But that doesn't come cheap. A miner without the node capabilities here, we're looking at 425 with the power supply, whopping 500. We go all the way up to $800 for the full package. And keep in mind, this is a miner that will probably never even break even based off its mining profitability. It's really more of a novelty. Alright guys, so quick update. So after adjusting the fan speed, I have been able to achieve an uptime of about 2 days. The full node has never initiated for me. So that's a little frustrating and unfortunate. I'm sure this could be solved with some troubleshooting, if I was dead set on running a Litecoin node, and just the fact that capabilities there, and I know other people have successfully done this with this device. A little frustrating that, out of the box, especially, having the upgraded version that's supposed to be plug and play here, it's not doing exactly what it's supposed to, but, whatever. Another really cool feature about this device, though, is the fact that it does support Wi-Fi, so you don't need an Ethernet connection. Ethernet is absolutely recommended. I did not test the Wi-Fi function, and Futurebit claims or states that it is in an alpha testing, which, that's before beta. So basically, this may or may not work. No guarantees, my friend. But yeah, so, the device, beautiful case, a little clunky. I'd like to take a moment to thank today's video sponsor, and that's VirtualRise. VirtualRise is the first ever NFT marketplace to use a hyper-deflationary token as a currency, or so they claim. But this anonymous team claims to be the dream team that met in university a few years ago. They say they got 4 developers and 1 designer. With previous experience working on centralized apps, they moved to decentralized apps, or dApps, because of all the obvious benefits that you probably know if you're already here on this channel watching this video. They decided to launch on the Binance Smart Chain, which is really an Ethereum clone and competitor. We've talked about it a lot, and it's basically just a better version of ETH for DeFi and tokens and really anything, because the fees are cheaper and the transactions normally complete faster. They became really interested in the deflationary token types. And then, if you remember our video on VirtualRise, They loved the automated buyback approach, which turned deflationary into, in their words, a hyper-deflationary token. But now VirtualRise is looking to bring something different to the table. And they're looking to bring profits to not only their crypto investors, which obviously this promo is not financial advice, but also those who actually create value with a focus on artists. With the platform they're working on, they claim that it will enable anyone to easily sell their NFTs or non-fungible tokens or basically digital art and other collectibles and all kinds of crazy stuff living on the blockchain. Their pre-sale starting tomorrow. If you want to participate, I dropped the link in the video description below. That's for you to decide. Well, anyway, it's safe to say that I'm not having a good experience and I don't recommend this miner. It's unresponsive. It shows now that it has been maintaining a proper uptime here. Whenever I click on the node, it's not working well. When I click on the pool page, one thing to note is that it has an automatic donation fee built in. You can increase that percentage or even turn it off if you'd like to do so. I don't know if mine's gonna load. Just to give you a frame of comparison, I'm really not trying to just crap on this thing so much, but you can see I click around here and I get wherever I want to go, very, very effectively, very simple, very responsive. And this thing is just like not working with me. I'll put the shields down, but whenever the shields interfere, ad blocker, it's like the page won't load properly or something. So I guess let's talk about theoretical mining profitability. This day right here and this day, we're solely the Mini-Doge miner here, mining Litecoin, which mines at about double the speed, or about, we could just say double the speed from the middle balance setting that you can use on this miner. I would show you if it would load. You could say my Mini-Doge miner is going to have about double the mining profitability here, just in raw Litecoin. But keep in mind that Dogecoin is merge mined with Litecoin here. And because of that, you also get paid out in Doge. And normally you earn like 3, 4, 5x the mining profitability in actual Dogecoin right now, because Dogecoin is so valuable in the current market because it's appreciated insanely. And Litecoin just really struggles because I don't really know anyone who's new and getting into cryptocurrency that likes Litecoin. It's not really talked about. It's not really used. I mean, some people don't like to hear that, but I mean, really, like, what's the point for Litecoin anymore? I get, the Lindy effect and its previous, kind of potential use case of marketing, whatever, but now what? Hey, loaded, look at that. So what I'm referencing here is the balance mode, which gets about 1.2 watts a mega hash a second. And this bumps it up to essentially like 120 mining performance or so forth. I'm not even gonna mess with that. I'm not gonna do that. Not with the way this thing's been performing here. But yeah, so anyway, guys, I guess I'll leave it at that. To be honest, I'm not even having any fun today. This is just straight up frustrating. Obviously, I don't recommend this miner. I'm biased, which sucks because of the whole Goldshell collaboration, and I just did the review on that and whatever else. I'm not changing my opinion or anything because of that. I just understand there's the potential bias there, and that can lead to less credibility. I promise you the last thing I would do is try to sabotage this review or something. I can just see the comments now from some kind of naysayer or whatever. Honestly, I think that the concept of the Futurebit Apollo is incredible, and I wish that there were node capabilities built into all mining rigs. That is a just absolutely incredible way to decentralize these blockchains and networks and add so much value to proof of work mining, right? Every miner not only just mines a blockchain and processes these transactions, builds up the network, but you also throw up that many nodes. You know how insanely powerful Bitcoin and Ethereum would be if every miner were also nodes? Unreal. Absolutely unreal. The branding of these is top notch. They look cool. It's techie. It definitely appeals to like a more masculine male vibe. It's fantastic branding styling, especially compared to the competition, which is often just even lacking in any branding entirely. Like, an Antminer is just a silver box. That's it. And it's been like that for several years. So anyway, guys, that's my take. If you want to get a mini miner, the best one to buy right now, it doesn't even have to be the Mini-Doge. That's just in the same category here. It'll be any of the box miners from Goldshell. They can all be controlled remotely, which makes them better than, say, like their LB1 or their HS1 and HS1 Plus, those little mini miners and whatever else. There's the best options right now. They are available to order. Stock is coming in and out. And the other thing that I really recommend you should do is to slap that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next video.